only rock and roll. It's only rock and roll, Robert Fisher.
I was sitting in my green room, waiting to go on stage, when a slightly sunburned friend of mine, Pink Floyd, and his severely arthritic sibling, his twisted sister, asked me what I did last weekend. Contest master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, I knew I had to come up with a spectacular tale because we were constantly trying to one-up each other. This is what I told him. On Saturday, the Black Sabbath, of the Blue Oyster Cult, I invited several of their motley crew to join me as we rush into a journey of rock and roll, a fantasy. We began in Boston, made our way to Chicago via Kansas, and we realized it's just not America that loves rock and roll, but those known as a foreigner. The who, you ask? Those from Europe and Asia. We went back to my mansion, my rock and roll estate. We sat down and had a meal of meatloaf. The cranberries with red hot chili peppers and cream were seasoned with salt and pepper. We followed that up with a luxurious casserole of Fleetwood Mac and cheese, served with pearl jam. We kept all our food hot with a warmer. But have no fear, if the power went out, we could use batteries. Because yes, my warmer was AC/DC. To drink anything, what's your poison? After dinner, we went to my front room. We all sat down and we looked out my magical city window. We saw the cars and an REO Speedway on E Street, band together as they watched the Eagles in the sky attack a Led Zeppelin. On the ground before us, we saw a white lion roar louder and louder at the Def Leppard right in front of him. The clash of the roars caused the stray cats all around to revolt. All the leopard could do was sit and watch the quiet riot as the Beatles formed a line in the ground next to him. Upset, the leopard ran to the top of a hill that he normally sleeps at. It was known locally as ZZ Top. From high atop his perch, he released rocks into the valley below to help calm the masses. The Rolling Stones gathered no moss, but they did end up smashing pumpkins. In the distance, we could see bow hunters arriving to help save the day. They brought with them their ammunition expert, Arrow Smith. He was a wanted man. A warrant was out for this public enemy for using Metallica shafts instead of the traditional wooden sticks. We watched these men at work, devoted to helping the animals keep from slaying each other. Soon calm arose from their triumph, although several did step in wolf feces. The rest of my guests, we went to the back deck of our house. We looked at the shore, and we saw my neighbors, Hall and Oates. The Beach Boys came to shore and they ran into a lady, a super tramp, followed by two hideous suitors. This beauty and her beastie boys, Peter, Paul, and Mary, kept walking down the beach when all of a sudden, Peter and Paul fell into a pit. It was lined with the scorpions, and the sting killed them. Mary did not realize, but they were happy to have left this world. Yes, that's right, they were the Grateful Dead. As we concluded our weekend, I told my guests, as I kiss you goodbye, I want to remind you before I open the doors that all the cabs in this city are vans. So I will sit in my chair and watch out the window as you all go. Van Halen. Back in my green room, I looked at Floyd. I knew I had it. I knew. I finally did it. I one-upped him and his sister. I looked at him and I said, "That's what I did last weekend. Yourselves?" They looked at me and smiled, a knowing smile, and in unison said, "You too?"